Hello world, your favorite podcast host Anthony Diaz here with another episode of 50 States of Terror. I am trying something new today. I'm in a classroom. I didn't break in or anything. I had the keys. So this is going to be a new type of thing that I'm trying out, spatial on recording. I do have the MEC plugged in. It's the little micro boom mic that goes into the phone. So I want to test it out. So the AC is running pretty large right now. So we'll see how this recording goes. And I'm trying to find the camera. We'll see how this recording goes. And trial and error, if I have a space where there's echo or there is AC is on, test out the mics and might as well record something while I'm at it. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. So again, hello world. Welcome to another episode of 50 States of Terror, the American Cryptid Podcast. I have my notes. Like I said a couple episodes ago, I am pretty bad at improving and going off the dome on bullet points sometimes. Sometimes I'm great at it, other times not so much. So I wrote pretty much a scripted thing, so like the listeners won't notice anything because I'll just be reading, but the video form, you'll see my head go down and up, and so it's going to be interesting for all of us. But Finland, I chose Finland for this new episode, and here's why. The past 5 episodes, I've had one listener in Finland, and whoever you are, I appreciate you downloading and listening to the show. And you know what? I wanted to say thank you and do one on your country. I think next I'll finish out the states, and then after that we'll go into maybe France. I had some listeners in France. I did see one for the UAE. So I'll probably do one there too. So here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I owe you all one additional episode because I did miss last week's episode, and I do apologize for that. I was just been incredibly busy. I was going to put out a 15-minute episode for the new year, but I got incredibly busy with trying to find work and family stuff with grad school, which, by the way, at the time of this recording has started again, which again, here I am asking if you know of any businesses that offer quick scholarships for students like me. Please share my scholarship GoFundMe page. It will be posted on the show notes. Updates from last time I did this. If you're new to this or like, who is this guy and why is he asking for scholarships? Well, it's good. I'm a military veteran. I am attending the University of Notre Dame for a master's degree in data science. I have no veteran benefits left, and I have been denied additional veteran assistance, so my focus is scholarships and grants. I have been searching for scholarships and have been coming up short. The majority of the ones I have found don't start until like July for the fall semester, and I'm needing spring and summer tuition. So if you know of anybody or businesses that offer scholarships, please share my GoFundMe. The link will be included in the show notes. I greatly appreciate it. And Happy New Year. A lot is going around in the world, and wherever you are listening to this, I hope you are safe and you have started the new year off right. And if you need a few words of encouragement, you fucking got this. Okay? Let's get on with the show. We are exploring Finland. I chose Finland again because of a new country that started listening to the show. So whoever you are, thank you for listening again. This episode is for you. Next, I might do, like I said earlier, the United Arab Emirates. After I finish with the U.S. states, someone just started listening over there too, so that's fantastic. And so we are heading north, way north, into the lands of forest, lakes, heavy metal, and at times complete silence. Finland is often described as one of the happiest countries in the world, which is impressive for a nation where winter lasts roughly 11 months and the sun occasionally decides to show up. Finland has a fascinating history, and I mean fascinating, full of survival, stubbornness, unexpected plot twist, and a talent for being incredibly resilient. Here we go. Here's the history. Thousands of years ago, after the Ice Age, around 1200 years ago, hunters and gatherers and fishermen slowly made their way into the land that will eventually be called Finland. They hunted reindeer, fished from the ice lakes, and learned how to survive in an area where it is incredibly beautiful, but Mother Nature will obviously and absolutely destroy you if you're not careful. This is where the resilience started. Imagine an area with no kings, no castles, no borders, just nature and people living out their lives. Around the 12th century, Finland and Sweden entered a partnership. For roughly 600 years, Finland was part of the Swedish kingdom, the Swedes. Are they Swedes? Or just Swedish people? Swedenites? I don't know. I don't know exactly how you properly, call the mass people who are from Sweden, but we'll just go Swedish. Anyway, the Swedish kingdom brought Christianity, laws, towns, and new forms of government. With that brought the blend of languages, but that doesn't mean that Finnish people just stopped being Finnish. Most of the Finnish population lived in rural communities, kept their traditions, which included their language. Although major rule was from Sweden, Finland kind of just chilled and went along with it. Finland gained a legal system, government, education, and connections to Western Europe. This will eventually lead to trade. This also led to the written language of Finnish, which then led to a sense of having cultural individualism, like saying we are not Swedish, we are Finnish, and we are here. Fast forward to 1809, after a war between Sweden and Russia, Finland changed hands again. Suddenly, Finland was no longer a part of Swedish rule and then became a part of Russian Empire. And here is the interesting part of this exchange. Finland kept its laws, its religion, and even its own currency. Helsinki became the capital, universities expanded, and the Finnish culture quietly bloomed. This is when the Finnish people really began to explore their creativity. Artists, writers, and philosophers began to celebrate who they were. But Russia eventually tried to tighten their hold, and Finland, it wasn't until 1917, when Russia was in the middle of a revolution, their empire collapsed, and Finland declared independence, which led to civil war. In 1918, 4 years after the start of World War I, Finland saw a short but brutal war that split the country. After their war, Finland began their task of healing, rebuilding, and figuring out how to be its own country. Democracy took shape, institutions stabilized, and this was the foundation of what we know of Finland today. And let us take a moment to appreciate just how amazing this is for a country that is so far north and so close to powerful countries. Finland is approximately the size of Montana. So can you imagine that? Montana? being overthrown by two other countries, going through a civil war, and then establishing a foundation for a surviving, thriving country the size of Montana. Here in the U.S., we often consider ourselves like larger than life, figures in the world. Can you imagine going through something as intense as a takeover or civil war regime? Conflicts that would be considered massive in other countries, to us in the United States, it's just like, oh, it's over there. It's like 1,200 miles away. Like it doesn't affect us. It's just bonkers to think about how like massive the U.S. actually is when considering like things that happen in different states, and we're over here, like we're watching it on the news, but it's flabbergasting to think like something as massive as a civil war can happen, like the size of Montana, and I'm here in Texas, and I'm just like, that's bonkers to think about, because the scale and the length of distance is just, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird to think about. All right, back to Finland. Enter World War II. Finland has found itself in an extremely uncomfortable position between two larger powers. We now enter the Winter War. Finland defended itself against the now Soviet Union in 1939. The odds against the Finnish were not ideal, but one of the great advantages of any conflict is knowing the land and being comfortable in the most uncomfortable of settings. There were no flashy victories. It was just the Finnish people showing their complete grit and stood their ground. And it wouldn't surprise anyone, but enter a new war, the Cold War. So, Finland had to establish a very fine balancing act during this time. Finland didn't want to anger any powerful nation to the east and west of them. It required staying neutral in democracy and staying a capitalist country. It required democracy, diplomacy, patience, and playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers. Finland focused on strengthening education, social welfare, and infrastructure. Finland built a strong world-class education system, innovative technologies, strong social systems, and inner peace. Notable Finnish people include, and I completely apologize if I'm just destroying these pronunciation of these names. I did try to write how to put focus on a consonant or extend the vowels. I tried, but here we go. Linus Torvalds, Ragnar Granit, Jean Sibelius, Tove Johnson, or Hansen, I'm assuming it's Hansen, Helene Schlejerbeck, Helene Schlejerbeck, Kimi Räikkönen, Jerry Curry, just to name a few. These are artists, these are athletes, these are politicians, these are, I think one is a Nobel Peace Prize recipient. With its capital of Helsinki, population of roughly 5.6 million people, in a country of immense natural beauty, it is a country that I hope to visit one day and sit in peaceful silence and perhaps write the next best-selling novel, but we'll get there eventually. Now, let us get into the cryptids. We have two today. We are doing the Pikeco and the Meninkainen. Okay, we're going to get into two cryptids that are mischievous, mysterious, and stem from old folklore. Now, here is the debate. Are these cryptids? They have been placed under folklore or mythical creatures according to some research portals, but also have been listed as cryptids in wiki posts. But there is one thing that, in my opinion, determines whether or not a creature is a cryptid or not, and that are sightings. Has it been sighted? Well, according to Cryptid Wiki, the last sighting of one of them has been reported in 1970. Essentially, the Paiko is a troll. Old school forest creature. Not the cute wandering troll in children's books, but the horrific thing that will protect the forest. Paikos are described as humanoid creatures that can range from small to enormous. They have large ears and noses, muscular and hairy bodies. So traditionally, when you think of a troll, what do you imagine? Well, that's a Paiko, because they have been around for a very long time. The description usually stays the same. But our imagination of that, a troll is a large humanoid creature with huge ears, massive nose, bald yet very hairy, sharp teeth, Neanderthal features, usually wielding some sort of club or blunt object. This is Nordic. This is a Nordic creature. Finland is one of the origin stories of these creatures. This is the origin story of these trolls, and it's awesome. It's fascinating. The Paiko are not essentially evil, by the way. They don't want people around their forests or lands. Stories of the Paiko tell a tale of them not being as aggressors or attackers, yet they lead travelers away. They cause people to lose their sense of direction. They create an eerie feeling that sends intruders away. Now, that doesn't mean that there are no stories about these creatures eating children who misbehave, because there are plenty of those. But what is interesting is that it seems like they are mostly triggered by those who disrespect their home, which is the forest. We have a creature who also has a method of defeat. They are weakened by direct sunlight. It seems fitting that these creatures originate in a land that experiences dark winters. Interesting, huh? Next is the Meninkainen. Oh, am I pronouncing that right again? Meninkainen. Yeah, Meninkainen. If Paiko are the big creatures of the forest, then the Meninkainen are the smaller cousins. Meninkainen are described as small or child-sized. They look like humanoid creatures, but a larger features such as large eyes, big nose, big ears. They are described as having unsettling adult behavior, which makes them uncomfortable. They are described as mischievous rather dangerous. They are tricksters rather than aggressors. They steal small shiny objects. They imitate human voices, probably to lure people away from their camps or whatever. They have the ability to vanish. They lure people deeper into the woods for them to get lost or perish. So what is interesting here is that we have two creatures that are basically the building blocks of fantasy lore. Meninkainen are not gnomes, but you can't help but notice the similarities. All of them stem from specific lore. There are granddaddies in the world of lore, folklore, and cryptids. And sorry for anybody who's watching the video right now and I'm kind of bouncing around. It's because my back hurts so bad right now. It's this military injury that sparks up every once in a while, and it's just sharp pain from the middle of my back all the way down to my ankle, and it shoots through my pelvis into the front part of my hip. It sucks. Okay, it's stenosis and sciatica. It sucks, man. But yeah, that's why I'm bouncing from foot to foot, hip to hip, just to relieve some pressure. Where was I? Well, it seems the reason that these are creatures that were meant to teach the young. I asked them the questions: why do these creatures exist? Why do we have these stories? Why do we have these cryptids? It stems to reason that these are creatures that were meant to teach the young about the dangers of wandering in the deep forest by themselves, or to respect the woods. Things are in there that will hurt, harm, or disorient you. These are warnings. Now, did these creatures once exist? I don't know. I like the correlation of these with giants and gnomes, but these might have the ability to cross dimensions and realities, to warn or to stay away from their homes. Now, let's rate these cryptids. 0 to 5 golden nessies, 0 being the worst and 5 being the best. These are the granddaddies in the world of lore and cryptids. Of course, I give them 5 golden nessies. It's not every day that I give a cryptid a 5. These are worldwide heavy hitters. A lot of pop culture creatures owe their creations from these Nordic, Finnish cryptids / folklore creatures. These are the granddaddies, man. These are the origin stories of our favorite creatures. And it's fascinating when you start to dive into like the full lore of it, the language, and like how these things could have been misconstrued as different creatures and why they're there. It's awesome. This is why I do the show. I hide education behind cryptids. So yeah, it is time for Ziggy's Wisdom. If you are a longtime listener, you know that I served in the United States Marine Corps, and being this a new year, the year of 2026, this Ziggy's Wisdom is a lesson in leadership. I'm going to tell you the acronym called BAMSIS. BAMCIS. That's Bravo Alpha Mike Charlie India Sierra. That is, begin planning, arrange for reconnaissance, make reconnaissance, complete the plan, issue the order, supervise. There is a final step in there that should be in there, maybe like after action report, to like see what happened, evaluate what happened, and then try again, or change the plan or something. But it doesn't make any sense, or it's not cool to call it BAMSISA or or something like that. But for this new year, if you have something that will require some planning, if you have a project that you want to get done, use BAMSIS. This is used in damn near any situation. Reconnaissance could be resource planning or shopping for best deals, stuff like that. So there you go. A little non-military conversion. A little Marine Corps leadership training, and you didn't even have to sign your life away. You're welcome. Thank you all for listening. I truly appreciate every single one of you who take the time to download, listen to the show, watch the videos, slowly building this into a format where creativity can come out, and just the love of sharing small little education to people around the world now, which is cool. Yeah, I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, if you have a friend who's into this type of stuff, share the show. I am slowly but surely getting back on a target track to build this into a multi-facet service, a creation service. So like Alpha Line Productions, the company that I created, that houses Narrative Quest, which is my creative writing, and then this show. It's been on the back burner for a very long time. I've been still producing shows. I still been producing 50 Sticks of Terror, but Narrative Quest has been taken a little back seat, but it's now starting to come back because I realize that I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy writing and I enjoy being creative. The problem is everything else, really. But carving out the time, especially now in 2026, carving out the time to do this is paramount. Along with grad school and completing other goals that I have, this is very important to me. So expect a little bit of like in the middle episode shout outs or in the middle episode plugs for Narrative Quest to get people following that as well. If you're interested, just search for Narrative Quest. Look, my website. My website is alphalineproductions.com, and you can see all of the shows that I have, along with a couple of my friends' shows that are not affiliated with me at all, but just want to like give them an opportunity to have another outlet for their like media or what have you. Again, they're not affiliated with me at all. They're just friends of mine who I asked, hey, can I post some stuff about your show on my website to get more people involved? I appreciate every single one of you. My goal now is to hit another milestone so where I can start making some money, putting some ads. I don't want to put a whole lot of ads, but it does have a small revenue stream that I'm hoping to build upon and make this into a legit production company where I can bring on other people and help them produce their shows locally, of course, but then slowly expand to different cities, then the state, and then one of these days, I don't know, maybe produce shows country for the nation. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It'd be cool to have a service like Dropout where it's just a platform for people to be creative. That'd be really cool. I am not nowhere near there yet, but I don't know. Time will tell. Again, real quick, if you know of anybody who has a business and does small scholarships for grad students like myself, the link will be in the show notes. I appreciate a share, even if just take a look at it, and if you know of any businesses or anybody or any companies that have scholarships available, that would be tremendous help for my goal. It sounds selfish, but it's just scholarships are really hard to come by, and I figure social media would be probably the best way to get the message out and say, hey, if anybody has the availability and the means to issue out a scholarship or a grant, that'd be awesome. Yeah, go Irish, all right. Thank you all again. Love you all. Later.